Work.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Late Night Snacks.
Angelica.
Um, we've missed you. We're glad you guys are here with us.
No one's here.
I am your beautiful host, Irish Melly, along with that guy and
He's right here.
Hi, everybody.
we need to
Everyone.
kiki and spill the tea on
Work.
Canada's Drag Race Season 1, Episode 8, titled Welcome to the Family. So let's go ahead. Let's do a little recap. Just slight recap from last week. Last week's theme was a pageant theme. We didn't have a mini challenge. We went straight into the main challenge. Our runway was pageant. We had a pageant improv that was really funny. Basically, that was the theme of the episode. And then Ilona went home after the lip sync.
And they're kind of brutal going in the workroom talking about her like that. Kind of in jest, but still, it's like, damn.
Yeah, they're getting pretty harsh now. They started out sweet and stuff.
The claws are coming out.
I mean, it wasn't brutal, but it was still like that's a little distasteful.
A little distasteful. They started out sweet, and now they're just like it's catfight every single week.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
puppets.
Our guest host.
Everything's better with puppets.
okay,
Well, let's say our guest host this week was actress Amanda Brugel, who is an actress from The Handmaid's Tale,
I liked her.
which I also believe is based in Canada or
Yes, it
filmed in Canada.
it is.
Well, part of it, yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's
Which
the
would
estate.
make
The
sense,
estate
which would make sense why she was there.
Very good show, by the way.
Very good. What?
It's a very good show, by the way.
Oh no. Oh God, it's so harsh. I can't watch it.
It is harsh, but
Anyway, we digress. So our mini challenge was puppet time.
Everything's better with puppets.
Everything's better with puppets.
it's
Oh, I should have grabbed a puppet. That would have been
Me too.
funny.
Maybe that's my problem. I just need to make a puppet.
But yeah, why not? Then you always have someone to talk to. But so what they did was there was a puppet in the box that resembled one of each of the girls, and they each had a name tag on. Now each girl had to go up and choose a puppet out of this. It was called the Tickle Box, which I loved. It had feathers all over it and everything. I thought it was cute. So they
Once
each
again, this is a staple. This happens every single season.
right.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, if there wasn't puppets, I'd be pissed if I was a contestant and be like, "Where's my puppet?"
Okay.
So they each picked out a puppet.
Look at my leg.
Sorry, I got it. I got the fly. Okay.
Squirrel.
So Lemon got Priyanka. Priyanka got Lemon. Jimbo got Scarlet Bobo.
That was mean.
Scarlet got Rita Baga. And Rita got Jimbo, which I loved. I loved that.
This was Rita's week.
Yeah, I agree.
It was.
Rita did. I think it was justification for all of the hard crap that not only the contestants but the judges gave her last week.
Yep.
On her hair,
Jimbo's attitude.
her hair alone. Not to mention
her hair was so good. I don't care what.
I agree. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Jimbo's attitude was so poor last week. Rita served it to him.
Yeah. And so yeah, they did their puppet theater where they had to make over the puppets to look like whoever they got, and then they had to read each other and throw some shade, puppet time style.
Yep.
And there was some really good throws in there. I thought Scarlett did great, and I thought Rita knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, she did.
Rita was throwing shade left and right at Jimbo, and good for her.
Yeah, because Jimbo was mean again.
And she also called her out for her sass about Jeffrey, who's one of the judges.
Yep, standing right there.
While he's standing there, exactly. Yeah. I liked that because even Jimbo could not deny it and said, "Yeah, I said that.
Yep.
You know, what do you say? I mean, you did it.
Yep.
So then Scarlett wins the challenge, which I think was rightly deserved. I think Scarlett did a great job.
Yeah.
I would have picked Scarlett or Rita for the challenge, and I think Rita's was more like vindication for what Jimbo had done to Rita.
And I think it was nice to see Scarlett get some recognition.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes. And that was the thing, is we were talking again at the beginning about how Scarlett has no wins. Everybody's naming their wins. Scarlett has no wins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my goodness, somebody gave Scarlett a win. And sure enough, Scarlett got a win. And she was so through the roof and excited. I was like, oh my God, I got a win. Finally.
I got a win.
That hurts you in the end. You could ride safe all season and be like, oh, I'm feeling good, I'm riding safe. Then all of a sudden you have a 0 report card.
Right.
You know?
That's true. So, like I said, Scarlett won that challenge. And then we find out for our main challenge, they're going to be paired with someone to do a makeover. Now, the catch is that these makeovers are being done on refugees. I'm not sure how I would say it, of the LGBTQ community. But they are from one of the projects that project
Rainbow something or other.
Rainbow Railroad.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. You think
it's poignant. I mean, just how that name is
railroad
amazing.
And you think underground, hidden, all this. This is exactly what this is, except it's for this community. It's this generation, this community's generation of railroad.
This was hard for me to watch. This
Rainbow
segment.
Railroad. It really was. And they talked about where we met the 5 refugees, and they talked about how they weren't allowed to be who they felt they've been since they were born, who they feel they are in love. They weren't allowed to love who they want to love in their own countries without being persecuted.
It reminded me of the early days of the the Nazis with the Jews, snatching them up at night, or executing them, or putting them on trains. It was hard to watch, really hard to watch.
It really was. But it was also inspiring hearing their stories, like especially Dennis. Dennis was the one from Uganda, the darkest complexion of all of them. And he worked with Scarlett. And his story, he comes from where he was fighting for those rights there.
Yeah.
And he finally got his chance because his life was threatened. So he finally got his chance working with the Rainbow Railroad. And like they said, with the Rainbow Railroad, they're instantaneous. If you need their help, there is no delay, no red tape, no waiting. They're there to help you, to get you out right away.
The best moment of this,
people, it's life or death that quick.
Yeah.
These people, the best part of this story, of these guys telling their story, was that question. Scarlett asked him, do you think anything's going to change? And he was so honest. He says, I wouldn't fight if I realistically thought. I just wouldn't.
He said, I wouldn't fight if I thought things would never change.
Yeah.
And I thought that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Yeah. Because people like that are who are going to make things change.
Exactly.
Yes. It's very
the last of the bunch that will still fight.
We need more of that for not just this community, but for so many things throughout the world. Even with this pandemic we're dealing with right now, we need people willing to fight and, fight the good fight, as they say, but do it the right way. Yep. So then they start their makeovers, and these are going to be their new drag sisters. But I swear I heard drag mother very, very frequently throughout there. And I know
that's important.
They can be interchangeable, but it wasn't for this challenge.
Correct.
Right.
These are sisters, not mother-daughter.
They're supposed to be drag sisters. Exactly. And so they made them over while we got to listen to their stories. We had, I'm trying to remember all the countries. I know we had one gentleman from Jamaica. We had one from Uganda. We had 2 from Indonesia, which ended up being married now in Canada.
Yeah. South Africa.
They actually got married in Canada while they were on vacation, while they were still Indonesian citizens. And I think that's how maybe they connected with Project Rainbow Railroad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, one was South Africa, I believe.
And then we had the one from Syria.
Oh, serious. Thought we had one from
Mhm.
South Africa.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No.
South Africa does not persecute anymore. And they talked about that too. They talked about how
Yeah, that's why I thought she was referring to one of the guys in there about where he came
South
from.
Africa. Mhm.
Awesome.
So I just thought it was amazing seeing how quickly these guys were all into it. They were for it. They were like, "Give me those boobs, give me the padding, give me everything." They were excited. Like a lot of people said, you could not walk in that workroom without seeing a smile on every single person's face.
And I thought, how brave of Canada to do this story. When I was thinking back at the other makeover challenges on RuPaul, the main show, and thinking about what was the toughest thing that they did. They did one with some seniors who had fought, the whole Stonewall era. Had done that for their own rights, and then the other one was fighting through Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And I was like, those are minuscule compared to this, compared to the tragedy of this that's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what they all kept saying too. They're like, "Stop it, bitch. My eyeliner, you're lucky my eyeliner's waterproof."
I mean, all of them are frustrating. All of them are hard fights to fight because it's all about your rights, but that's life and death.
They're all so let me say they're all in Canada now. They're all citizens in Canada. But just like to hear their stories, but to see their positivity, how happy these guys walked in with the biggest smiles on their faces, and they had them the whole time they were there.
Smiles
And when
never
they were telling their stories, they were
when they
smiling.
hit that runway, they were like, "Yes, bitch, I'm
But,
here."
right, and that's what I'm saying. Even when they were talking about the negative things, they were still positive. Like these guys have been through so much. This is something that I think a lot of people could take a cue from.
Yeah.
Is if you think your life is so bad, think about being killed because of the person you love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Police showing right up at your door and executing you.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it was great to hear all of those stories and hear all of the representation from the different countries as well.
One
And the different regions. So our winner is Priyanka.
Let's talk about the looks of the runway.
Yes, please do.
So we had lemon and lime.
Lemon and lime.
And this look was lemon and lime. It's kind of
and let's just say lemon got ruble from Syria.
Oh, yeah. And they had twinsy outfits. One was yellow, one was green. The problem with Lemon's critique and what she had done, she made Rugal look old. Like that was where the whole mother-daughter critique came in.
I think she went with that 60s theme, or I'm sorry, 20s theme. 20s theme of like a 16-year-old in the 20s, which it's a cute idea, but I think we had just had the conversation about another contestant because they got their beard taken off because this guy had a full beard. And they talked about how different it changes a person's face when that beard comes off.
Yeah.
And this, I think, was one of those unfortunate times where he looked younger with the beard than he did without. And that was the only reason. That was not the only reason. I think Lemon spent too much time worrying and making sure that Lemon looked great. Not that Rugal or Lime looked great.
And remember,
looked like a little
in that workroom at the beginning of the day. Lemon came in that workroom high as a horse from that win, and saying she's on top now, and she's gonna win the competition here on out.
And we're gonna see what happens later. But with this challenge, she showed this challenge that she was not ready because, like I said, it looks like a little old lady.
So then we have Priyanka and just write it down. I don't know their names. Priyanka and her sister.
Priyanka got, I forget his name. He's the only one. The two from Indonesia, I can't pronounce their names properly, so I'm not going to say them. But I forget his name. I did. But that was Priyanka got the gentleman from Jamaica, and he had the long Jamaican dreads and a little bit of the beard.
Beautiful.
And more of a medium dark complexion, not as dark as Dennis from Uganda, obviously.
Yes.
but
they
Priyanka
did
was
a
excited
kind
to
of.
work with somebody with, a similar dark brown type
She
of
went in. She
tone.
went in with that powerful attitude. Just yes, this is going to be fun. Where all the other girls probably would have been a bit taken back by it. She was like yes, and there's
Yeah.
kind of a Bollywood 20s kind of look, and it was great. I thought it was
Let's
great.
mention too that when they were in the workroom after they were paired together, Priyanka just about pissed herself when this gentleman said, "Oh, I've seen you in the club many times. I've come to see you. I've been to many of your shows." And he was like, "Wait, you know me?
Wow. Yeah.
Wait, you idolize me? You know me? Let's
And she's
do
like,
this."
"Then I got to do you proud."
And it was
She's like, "I have to
perfect
do you
because we
proud."
didn't know that going in.
Right.
It's amazing. It was really cool for Priyanka. It was a good night for Priyanka.
It really was. It really was.
And then we had Rita and her sister, and they did a clown look, which was very odd to me. I thought it was a choice for
But
sure.
it was an old lady who looked like Rita looked like an old lady who looked like she was in an old maid's dress.
She even said, "This is my daughter, and I'm so proud."
The story made sense. The story made sense, but if you didn't know the story, that outfit made no sense.
But if you listen to the challenge rules, you just failed.
Exactly.
Plain and
Again,
simple.
this is where, like we said, the whole sister thing was very important.
Yeah, and it was
Rita
mentioned
the
in
whole
judging.
time was like, "This is my 7th drag daughter," like
Yeah.
I wanted to show it, and it makes sense, and I thought it was a great story, but you didn't
missed the challenge. Yeah.
It was not supposed to be your daughter; it was supposed to be your sister.
Then we have Bobo and her sister, and they did. I don't remember.
They had the jumpsuits, they had the bodysuits,
Yeah, they had
rocking the rocking the leather with the leather fringe,
Oh
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
had the yellow and black hair.
Yellow and black hair that went to the side. Yeah, it's kind of. It was just mediocre at best. It was just kind of.
Yeah, it was. Their look was not memorable. It was cute. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I've seen worse, especially a bodysuit look.
Yeah. It was well done.
Not as plain as some of the bodysuit looks we've seen, and they point that out in the episode. But it was cute. It was cute.
I'm over the whole bodysuit thing.
Oh, so is Michelle Visage. She hates it. It's lazy.
Well, guess what? We were going to announce, but I'll tell you guys now, that is going to be our special guest host judge for next week.
Who?
Michelle.
Michelle. Right on. And then we had Jimbo, and I couldn't even tell you
Jimbo and Bimbo.
Yeah, I knew the names.
Jimbo had what was it? It was the two husbands, one of the husbands.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pronounce his name if I tried, and I don't want to screw it up. So but yeah, so he was, oh my God, was he super excited. He was like, give me some leather, give me some boobs, give me a butt, let's get some heels. Like he was all into it.
Oh yeah.
Think of the outfit.
They had the red pleather, with the black stockings.
The heels for days. Yeah.
Heels for days.
It was a good look. It was well done.
Yes.
I don't know why I drove blank on it, but it was fine.
Well, and me and Dawn both were like, oh my God, like if I could pull that off, I need that outfit. I need that outfit. Like I don't even know if I could pull that off, but I need that outfit just to wear it when I'm at home or to keep in my closet.
Right.
My God,
that's one thing about Jimbo. Give him credit where credit is due, even though he's showing his true colors.
Jimbo sewed all those costumes while they were in the workroom,
and he's a chameleon. He walks on the stage, and you, unless they announce his name, you don't know who it is. And I'm finding that with Brooke a lot lately too. Brooke comes on the runway for judging, and I'm like, "Who is that guest judge?" I'm like, "Oh shit, that's Brooke."
I know. We should have talked about that. When Brooklyn came out, Brooklyn had this bright green dress with fire orange hair that was like poofed out to here all over. And you know what it reminded me of? I was saying it reminded me of the cartoon character from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, not Jessica Rabbit, but the one, do you know which one I'm talking about? The one with more of a beehive type of hair, and then it poofs out. She has the green dress on. That's exactly what I thought.
It reminded me of Poison Ivy, straight from a comic book, because you have the hair straight from a comic book like that. It's exactly what it reminded me.
That would have been Poison Ivy's trashy cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was not fond of Brooklyn's look this week. Let's just say.
I wonder if now that Brooklyn's at the point where she's at, if she's getting done by a designer and stuff like that, because her looks are just top notch now. She's really, really pulling out all the stops. And it's great. I'm really happy for her success.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after we'll talk about it later. But she's
Anyway.
amazing. So anyway, so we've got Priyanka winning, which was well deserved, because both of their looks were great and their performance on the runway was so great.
Well,
They had a little story going.
They pointed out they followed the rules or the challenge. It was a sister type of thing, but they had fun with it. They were flirty and fun on the runway. So, like bantering. Priyanka did that, like push you off stage and then do my stand.
She let her sister.
It was great.
Her sister take control, and then was kind of annoyed by the whole thing. Like, I've lost control. Yeah. It was good. It was well rehearsed. It was put together really well.
Well, and I liked the behind the scenes when we see that stuff, like the getting ready of the runway and things like that.
What are you
doing? Priyanka was like, "No, you better work." And then Violet, that was Priyanka's. No. Priyanka was Electra.
Yeah. So that
Priyanka was Electra.
Our bottom was Lemon,
and Rita.
And famous last words for Lemon.
Hold up.
Not yet. We have our lip sync song, which is Alanis Morissette's "You Ought to Know."
If you've not seen
anything Alanis Morissette, I'm down for. I'm like, let's do that.
You're not watching these episodes for the whole episode. You just kind of listen to us or listen to somebody else's podcast about it. Do yourself a favor and go back and watch this lip sync. This lip sync
was an amazing.
What it's all about. This is a fight. They were competing for their spot. And
you know what? I loved it. This is season 1 of Canada, and we got a phenomenal lip sync, at least one. Because when we go back and when we go back and we look at these seasons later, we will have that first phenomenal lip sync.
Lemon was a textbook example of coming out strong, swinging, and losing their confidence halfway through, and you could see it. You could just time the moves or where she's.
Lemon was very timed, but Lemon was Lemon when it always comes down to basically choreography. Lemon is a performer. Rita did it with emotion.
Rita's performance.
They were both great, but Rita was emotional.
Rita's performance was absolutely so on the nose. That song was performed better emotionally than any other song I've seen done on RuPaul. Rita was feeling it, and she was owning every single word she was saying. And it's like you got transported into that song and not into Rita. She was there and she was giving it. And I think Lemon knew that. And Lemon started to
go back and watch it again so bad.
Yeah, It was so well deserved. That was a winning performance. You could have won the show on that performance as like a finale lip sync. It was absolutely incredible. Yes. And I really wasn't in on Rita before. I was kind of like, if he wasn't hating on her, but wasn't in on her. I'm all team Rita now. You go, girl. You take this.
I love Rita. I've liked Rita from the beginning, and I didn't like Rita's entrance look.
Right.
She impressed me to death. What?
So. Lemon ended up
sashaying away.
That's right. Famous last words. I'm gonna win the rest of this show. I'm on top. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
Okay, I see. If you do it, I'll be right back. You guys wrap up the show.
Oh Lord.
We're wrapped up. I'll be back.
Boga alert.
Wait. Did I get a shot?
Is it the dog snoring? That's too far. Or is he chewing on his cardboard?
No, he's dealing with Boga, not Nuka.
Yeah, but I hear the noise. It sounds like
anyway,
Nuka.
Let's continue while he deals with all that.
So Lemon wins the challenge, or I'm sorry, Lemon lost the challenge. Lemon lost the lip sync, and Lemon is to sashay away, whereas Rita is to sashay. You stay another day.
Mm-hmm. Well deserved.
It was very well deserved. And that's our show, guys. That wraps it up. That's everything, with a pretty little bow on it. I should have worn my hair in a bow. Would have been great.
I'm excited for next week though, because next week is the snowball.
Next week is the snowball, and Michelle will be there. So if you guys like seeing these RuPaul videos and this RuPaul coverage, please go ahead and like the stream, thumbs it up. Subscribe if you haven't, because we have videos coming out all the time. We do live videos at least once or twice a week. And then we have other stuff for you guys that comes out, but we have something for you guys multiple times a week, 4 to 5 times a week. And yeah, please comment down below and tell us, who do you think is going to take it? We are now down to our final, 4, right? Yeah.
Yes, we are.
4.
Yeah, fun for.
So
This
you
should
guys
be
tell us
next-
down below who you guys think is
All right.
going to take
One
it.
other thing before we go.
We should have 2 more episodes.
One other thing before we go. Michael, did you want to say anything about Chi-Chi today?
What?
About Chi-Chi.
Cheating. Oh, cheating. Oh, gosh. How did I forget? If you have not heard, I'm sure everybody, if you're watching this from the RuPaul community, by the time you watch this, Chi-Chi's vein passed today. And I had no idea. I'm sure people knew that she was sick. She had a really rare disorder that is not going to any scientific. It's basically almost like human mummification. It's a disorder that affects the skin. It basically just hardens the skin.
It hardens. Yeah.
Yeah, and she ended up having, I believe she died from kidney failure because of this. And she was in and out of the hospital the last couple of days. And she's 34 years old, amazing talent, such a bright light, just so beautiful. And the only 200 people like a year get this thing. It's so incredibly rare. It's autoimmune. Scleroderma is what it's called. And this is a tragedy. This is a really, really sad death. That something like this has happened to somebody. She was just on a rise. She was coming out of the swamps, the back of the hills, and really making success. She had no self-confidence, and she was building it up. I feel really bad. It's a tragic loss. But
She will be
saying,
sorely missed.
love you, really do. And that's the down note to end on.
With that being said, we love you guys. We love you for being here, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Yes.
Night.
Yes.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Mario.